Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 76th episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse. Leech War. Lost Cub. Lost Kin. Last time, the packs went out and scoured across Colorado Springs for police, lawyers, and judges who were in the back pockets of a leech turned out to be Bethany, one of the first ones they met when they were introduced to Nicolas. After a joyous slaughter of the Leech's toys and the destruction of Bethany, Nicolas arrived at the cairn and embraced two family members, one of her gender final days and the other of Teresa Fate Dancer. The two elders, in mournful rage, killed their own loved ones. 10 days has passed since that day, and the high ban is now in full effect. The high ban restricting all Garou who enter the city of Colorado Springs to their Hamid form. Many of the Garou of Colorado Springs and the Sept of the Sacred Stone have now changed their appearance, bound new clothes, cut their hair, whatever it takes so that they will not be recognized at a glance. Now, I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Geta Fenris.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle, also known as Guards the Low. He's a Philodox of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm George. I'm playing Roy Mindscape. He is a Ragabosh with the Stargazers.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name's Thomas. I play Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
And with that, we begin again at the Sacred Stone on October the 14th, as the packs begin to wonder what they can do to make a dent in this fierce war. The Sept continues to be on edge, as you notice several going about. The other issue now is that to hunt, many Garou have to go much further, as this many wolves trapped in this land would decimate the prey animals. Thus, many have been going into the physical realm, buying food in droves, and even stooping to eating fast food and simply using sense worm to make sure that the Otoli burgers that they consume don't have overt worm taint. Kyle and Dimitri, you notice Steven pacing back and forth. He remains in Krynos form, just past the woods, pacing in all fours, stepping up, moving back and forth, getting ready to swipe at a tree and then thinking better of it not to get onto the bad side of the keeper of the land, as he seems to be a caged animal, looking back and forth, the trees his bars, as he looks over the hills, over the red stones, and onto the city beyond.
Hey, man.
Hey, Kyle.
Want to talk about it?
I can't go into the city. I can't check on my flock. I can't be the sheepdog, and those damn leeches are the wolves. Ironically, I'm gonna just cut them up. Just charge in. I know that we'd lose some kin, but if we can at least get a hold of this Nicolas guy's throat and just break him, maybe the others will back the fuck off!
I mean, I like it conceptually, but thinking about it from our perspective, for the two of us, they know who we spent time with, and it wasn't always kin, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they really know the difference, though. They treat him as our family just the same.
I know. And you're allowed in the city. Could you go and check on him, please? Next time you're down there?
Of course. I was just about to offer.
Thanks, Dimitri. You're gonna be the one who's up front and fighting now.
Well, I'll try to make you proud. Try to make the Sept proud.
Good. You're the only one of these lot who can regenerate in your Hamid form, and at least soak bullets a little bit.
We'll have to be extra careful around the police, though.
Yeah.
Especially since we know they have agents in there.
Yeah, we got most of them from that Bethany gal, at least. But you're right.
And, well, I mean, they'll be looking to expand anyway, so new cops means potentially new agents.
True. Ah, damn. Son of a bitch, right? You might want to check with Silver Scribe, too. She's been in the city. Apparently there's some news floating around. Might be worth listening to.
Okay, yeah, we can, we'll hit her up.
Thanks, both of you.
Of course, and I mean, nothing comes to mind now, but maybe there's something we can do for them, or maybe even, I know it's not the same, but the people going through the same shit in Denver, maybe it'd be at least something to get your mind off of it until you can help our people down here.
That might be a good idea. I'll think about it. Thanks, Kyle.
And Kyle will give Big Krynos Steven a hug.
Are you also in Krynos? Because I want to think
No.
you're in... Yeah, perfect. As you're hanging off of his, lower abdomen. Just, bring it in, buddy.
Yeah, Dimitri's gonna do the same.
All right.
If you need anything else, Steven, just let us know.
Alright, will do. Thanks, guys.
As he hugs you, as it looks like a parent hugging two small children before he lets you go and starts to try and calm himself, though he continues to pace. You hear the howls of the Galliards as news from the city has already come in, as the rest of the Sept starts to gather to start hearing about the news.
Well, let's join in.
You see Silver Scribe pacing and she goes, brothers, sisters, siblings, it seems that we have several worries on our mind. There was a supposed bombing in Fort Carson, bombing of a house party. Several people died, but there were no scorch marks, and from the pictures Carmen was able to get to us, they looked like claw marks. We think someone went through their first change, and it's time to try and go and retrieve them. We need Garou to do so, and discreetly, obviously, to try and go around and listen, speak with the people in the area, and figure out what's going on, who was there, who was missing specifically. The survivors claim there was a bomb, but that might be the delirium speaking. Keep an open mind, and you'll have to use your snout. The other point of business is we do need more information on the leeches. Try and find anything if you can. I know several of our kin have suspicions, as the banks have been pursuing them a bit more. This likely means that there are leeches in some of the banking institutions, trying to drain our kinfolk of their resources. There's also someone buying homes around Garden of the Gods. They're doing so to improve life expectancy and the home quality, but they seem to be buying in areas that are densely packed with our kinfolk, which suggests this is also an attack. This is the news we gained from the outside. Do with it what you will. Remember, you cannot be seen exiting from the park itself. If you must leave through the physical realm, you must go north, very far north, and double back from Northern Colorado Springs Monument, or back off even further and swoop around the city to Eastern Colorado Springs. Otherwise, the Umbra is your path, and you must travel the moon paths as safely as you are able. Thank you, everyone.
So I think we should get together and talk about what we want to do. There's a lot of concerning issues currently. Did you guys have any desire to take on any of those?
I think we should perhaps look into the first change. If there's a new Garou, then the vampires will not know, and whatever happens, they will mistake their actions for ours.
We'd have to be very discreet getting the new Garou.
Well, we'll have to be discreet either way.
Mm.
But I agree. I think it makes the most sense for the Sept, and also for, well, our new Garou brother or sister.
Definitely. Sure, let's take that on then.
While we're out, we can also check in on a couple other places.
And we can see if we can gather some information while we're out in the city too.
We could definitely talk to some people, or peek in on some people.
How do you guys want to do this? Do you want to travel via the physical realm, which will take half a day at least to get around and leave the Sept, or do you want to travel via the Umbra and try and pass through to the other side of the gauntlet, even though it'll be much more difficult to pass through once you're in the city itself? or just generally more difficult because it's usually 6 or 7.
How dangerous is the Umber right now? Like, what's the moon phase?
Full moon.
Oh, okay. Probably Umber then.
That does make sense.
Okay. So you passed into the Umbra in the Cairn and start to travel. You move through as the moon paths glow brilliantly, loons defending them. The world seems vibrant like under the noonday sun, even though there's that slight haze that typically accompanies the Umbra during the day. As you move through and you start entering the city, as you see the great spires of spider webs clinging in every which direction, trees that seem to be made out of crystalline spider silk with spiders hanging off of them like apples and cherries. As you see small patches of less densely packed webbing in the parks and the like, as it takes maybe 2-3 hours, maybe 4 hours to get close to Fort Carson.
Did we get any information on where this supposed bomb and house party occurred?
Yep, it was in the military housing. You have the address. You have the name of 2 of the survivors as well, who survived. This apparently happened 3 days ago.
It's a long time, but we'll see what we can do.
You said it was 2-3 days ago?
Yeah.
Okay, and what are the 2 names of the survivors?
They are Cora Ryan and her husband, Arnold Ryan.
We could hit up a library first and, like, check their Facebooks, see if they're public, see if they talked about it at all. Because if they know that someone is missing, they might, well, assuming that this person is missing, because maybe they're not, and maybe they don't know them, but it makes sense to at least check. Mm-hmm. Maybe short-circuit some of the investigation. We
can also check in on a couple other things, possibly with the buying of the homes around Garden of the Gods.
With that, you get close to the library here on Fort Carson. You'll need to try and pass through the Umbra. It'll be difficulty 7.
Ew.
Oof.
So I'm definitely, definitely doing that.
Come on, Sam, you got this.
That was much better, though.
4 6s.
Yeah, but it was diff 7.
But it wasn't a botch this time.
That's fair. So you're gonna have to wait an hour, Cora and Kyle.
We didn't need to go to the library. Everyone else will look for us. We'll just hang out.
You guys go through, and it takes about 30 seconds as you pass through and you're at the library. You can get on the computer and do a search. If you're searching for the company that's buying, let me know. And if you're looking for the bombing, let me know that.
We want to split up. I can look for the housing, and you 2 can look at the bombing, if that's okay.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
That works.
So, who wants to do that roll? It'll be either intelligence investigation or intelligence computer. So you have 9, Dimitri. Louise helping you, so that gives you 1 die.
Okay, cool. And then what's the difficulty?
Diff 6.
Okay.
All right. You find out some stuff. You find out that they do talk about the bombing on their public Facebook profile. It seems that this is one of the few public posts. This seemed to be just something to address all the inquiries coming their way, as it has made the local news. As she's asking people to pray for Jacob Watts, who was a Army Ranger who was also at the party, and that they haven't found his body yet, despite finding everyone else's.
There's something on here about a Jacob Watt. You think that could be our new...
Jacob Watts possibly went missing. Could be him. I want to search for other stuff.
And that took about an hour of just rolling through, getting the right name, matching names, because you got names from different areas. You had to create a fake, like, dummy Facebook so that you could actually review their file without the wall coming up saying join Facebook, etc., etc.
Was there like a picture, either from the family or otherwise?
The post has a lot of group pictures. It's hard to tell which one is him.
Yeah, which short-haired, physical fit guy?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, yep. That standard deal. And then, real quick, George, I need you to make a intelligence investigation or intelligence computer, whichever is higher. Diff 6. So the company that you're investigating is called Property Acknowledged. You go to their website just to get a better idea, and their website is pretty sparse. And it seems that all the holdings are from separate companies. So you'd have to go deeper into investigation, and because it's such a rabbit hole, it will have to be a major time commitment if you choose to do this.
I'm gonna get up real quick and walk over to Dimitri and Louis. Hey guys, I think I'm onto something here with this home buying, but it's gonna take me a couple of hours to look into this, possibly half a day. What do you think should be our next steps on this? I have a real good feeling that I'm onto something though. I know the lost Garou, and I'll say that quietly, should take precedence, but we can cover more ground this way. But you could also use my help.
I think one of these is going to be a short-term problem, and one of them is a long-term one. We haven't had a cub in the cairn for almost 2 years. I would sooner solve this one first, and while I definitely think you are onto something, we can work together later on to pool our resources for that, huh?
Makes sense. I just wanted a second opinion.
Hey, no, I'm really glad you found something, though, man. I think that's going to be great.
Cora, Kyle, it's been about an hour, so you're able to try and pass into the Umbra again. It is difficulty 8, though, as the pattern spiders keep getting annoyed that people keep puncturing the gauntlet here, and so have spun extra hard to keep it.
All right.
So it's diff 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
After 5 minutes of meditating, you're finally able to pass through. As you get to the other side of the gauntlet, breathing heavily, back of the mind you hear a tiny spider voice going, "You son of a bitch!"
Awesome.
As you enter and you see Roy getting really excited about something as you guys start to... Though Louis seems to be talking to him a bit down as they notice you guys finally approaching.
Hey, did you find something about the cub?
I did not, but they might have. I found out about something with the homes.
That's fantastic.
We have a name. We were just discussing if we should split up or focus on finding the missing person.
I think the finding of the missing person takes precedence. We have not had someone new in a few years, and others might persuade them if they get there first.
That was the conclusion we came to. How close are you to your reporter friend, Cora?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in probably 6 months. I could call him, but we haven't talked in about 6 months.
Because if he wants to get a pretty big scoop on real estate, there's a huge company that's buying up all of the property, as we know. But I've got a name and a couple holding companies that are using them to do so. So maybe they can do some of this research for us while we're working on this missing person.
I'll pitch it. I'll see what we can do to get him on that. See if he can ease some of the research burden on us.
Is it bad for anyone but us? Is that something that anyone else will care about?
It's not. I don't think it's really bad for anyone but us. But it's still a company buying homes and jacking up the price on homes. So that's still a big concern in town. So it might be something that they'd be interested in seeing if they can get coverage on that.
Especially if it's a lead into something that not many people would delve deep into.
But regardless, so what did you find out about this missing person?
His name is Jacob Watts. He's an army ranger.
He's a ranger? Did you
Yes,
get an
yes.
age on him?
All the pictures online are group pictures,
Yeah.
so he looks like a soldier. Which
So,
doesn't help
18
us
at
on an
least.
installation of soldiers, does it? Yeah.
That makes me wonder, is this the missing person that we're looking for? Or is there another missing person and Jacob may have been taken because violence?
What do you mean taken because violence?
You mean arrested?
Nope. Trying
Maybe eaten.
to... Yeah.
Okay. Consumed could be.
Because this type of thing happens young, generally. I mean, it's in rare cases it does happen later in life, but for the most part it happens young.
Maybe. I think it's worth going there to look. Given the nature of that place, we all went through it, did this happen and then he ran off somewhere? And if he ran off somewhere, he goes deeper into the place that he knows maybe. Again, this is a hypothesis. He goes deeper to where he knows.
Mhm.
Because if he is a soldier and he is missing, that means a whole bunch of people are going to be looking for him, and maybe he assumes he just killed someone.
Yeah.
And that's a logical leap. I got it. But it'll help us to look around.
Yeah.
Sean knows the name of the hospital on Fort Carson, but we'll do that as part of a Google thing. I want that name for possible later use. If
Evans.
That's all right.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. Evans Army Medical Center. Yep. All
Yep.
right, cool. I just wanted to not metagame something that like Louis Earthwalker hippie guy doesn't
Yeah,
suddenly know. Like,
But you could say
you
you could say I Googled it and then found out
Yeah.
it was this. That way it's easier. So
Cool. All right. Yep.
How would you guys feel if I just stayed back in the library and continued research on this Jacob Watts person? I can communicate to Kyle and try and continue, and if I hit a wall, I can meet back up with you.
My concern is you being alone in town.
It might be better to be alone in town. We normally travel together, right? So, I mean, it might be easier to recognize us in a group. So maybe being alone wouldn't be that terrible.
Fair enough.
Not to mention, I'm not going to be traveling around much. I'm just going to be sat here on the computer. And if I run into any trouble, just a thought away.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not against the idea.
Trust me, I'd love to go with you guys, but I honestly think having somebody here doing some more research into this to get it to you in real time as well would be more beneficial.
Who is it that has Pulse of the Prey? I think whoever has Pulse of the Prey should probably search for the guy, though. Because of the ability to find him with almost no information.
Yeah.
You might be right. You actually are right. Does that mean you're going to volunteer your services to the computer then? Or are we just going to travel all together in this case?
We don't really need the computer anymore if you've got Pulse of the Prey and can find him anyway.
This is true. Okay. So, off we go then, huh?
all right, I'm gonna need you to roll Perception Enigmas, difficulty 7.
Perception Enigmas. So he is hiding.
You get a sense of a direction. It's leading you towards Fountain.
All right. I'm going to start making our way that way.
Okay.
Out of character question. How allowed in Fountain are we? Is that still like absolutely not, or is that more of a
You don't know.
gray area?
It's
Okay.
a gray area. You don't know.
Yeah. Fountain's it's a gray area. It is, but isn't Colorado Springs.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so it's just the same as how I feel about it in real life.
Yeah. You don't know. The Sept is assuming anything that's connected directly to Colorado Springs is probably his domain.
Okay, that makes sense. We'll continue our
Man.
Yep.
safety.
So it'll take you a few hours just to walk, obviously, to get to Fountain. As you're moving through, it's already getting to be the evening. Could I get a stamina check from everyone? Diff 6. Alright, so Cora, you take a point of bashing damage. You cannot heal this bashing damage until you have properly rested from your feet starting to hurt from walking. And Dimitri, you take 2 points of bashing damage. You cannot heal this bashing damage until you've rested properly due to your botch. As you guys are kind of sweating, it's a long walk. I mean, you've been walking for several hours just continuously today. As you're getting closer, as you start getting to the more slummy parts of Fountain, you see some people looking out their houses and going, "Kids! Hey, kids!" They wave their hands out at you.
You said this is the slummy part?
Yeah.
Cora's not going to realize that they're talking to her because she doesn't really see herself as a child anymore. She's been through shit. And she's like, that's not me. They're probably talking to some kids. Can't be us.
Look, I know you think you're all tough shit. Whoa. Look, this part of town's already seeing enough, okay? We don't need you guys doing any vandalism. Plus, there's a bear out somewhere. Killed 2 people last night.
That's why we're here. We're here to report on that. What do you know about this bear?
Yeah, can I get a manipulation subterfuge? Difficulty 8, please.
That's actually not that hard for me.
Alright.
I guess
good.
not. It is, but T8.
It's not too hard for you? Okay, difficulty 9.
Okay.
The person gives you kind of a side-eye glance of like, okay, as they go, alright, Mr. Reporter, as they make big air quotes. Well, yeah, there was a bear that came in here, apparently not afraid of humans. We think it's got rabies or something like that. I saw it on the news. You would know that, right? You're a reporter. Anyway, I saw it on the news, Channel 5, that there's a bear with rabies running around. It killed 2 people last night. No one's not quite sure where it is, but that's the deal. And everyone's trying to stay safe while animal control is looking around. So you might want to present your press badge, or at least have it out so, common folks like myself can see it, since you're part of the press and all. And, that's all there is. So be safe. And are you doing one on gang violence too, as they kind of look at Cora?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
What? Why are you doing that?
You have high rage.
Oh, that's right.
Settling human beings.
Okay.
Whereas Louis is the friendly face.
Yeah, we were gonna do one on the gang violence as well. That's why we brought her along. She's here to.
It's part of her probation. She's done some time, but she's here to help.
So the state's in the habit of sending probationed teenagers to investigate gang violence and bears.
You should really write your local politicians on this one for allowing things to get so out of hand. Keegan, can I go ahead and just do a wit survival roll to track this thing down?
Yeah, as she goes, I'm going to go inside now and check with the paper. As she walks in, as you see her pull out her cell phone and start lipping, mouthing like very quickly.
Yeah. What's the diff for wit survival, Keegan?
We'll go, because it's an urban area, we're going to go with diff 8.
All right.
Is my pulse of the prey not?
No, it's picking it up still.
Okay.
I will fucking kill one of you guys one day soon.
You almost killed me multiple times.
Well, it's gonna happen.
So, Earthwalker,
One.
you find some animal like trail. It doesn't quite look like a bear, but it's definitely big enough to be one, and it looks like it went into the same direction that Roy's pulse of the prey is sending him.
So, let's fuck up that trail on our way, though. Just leave a little less evidence that something Garou-like was near enough Colorado Springs.
Definitely a good idea.
And so you do that as you start heading there. As you get to an old abandoned house, the whole place the windows are busted in, the doors off its hinges. It's a little 2-story building. 2 stories, maybe 600 square feet. Really compact, almost like 2 trailers, one on top of the other. The street cracked with weeds poking through, dogs barking, gang signs drawn all over the house. And some of the other houses, it seems relatively abandoned. The homeless would probably be here if it wasn't for the sort of vibes that whatever this is giving off.
And the rabid bear.
Yeah. Alright, got eyes of the lynx. You can see through walls, right?
Through the walls, correct.
You see a guy in torn up clothes, what appear to be like cheap sweatpants with blood splatters on them, with a gun on a table, shaking. His eyes are open and he looks like he hasn't slept in days.
Does he appear to be a military-aged male?
He does.
I think he's inside.
All right.
Has a gun. Probably thinks he could have offed himself and it didn't work. Or he might still be trying to.
That's rough.
Well, no doubt freaked out.
Yeah.
Calmly, we know his name, and not freak him out anymore. Don't start talking about the existential crisis of the Garou name. Keep it terrestrial for the moment.
Should I go in first since I can regenerate?
I don't know if I think he might be more inclined to harm himself, but if you want to, I just say call him by his name and just be very relaxed and very slow when you go in there, bud.
All right.
As you enter, you see him there. He's shaking. He looks up with a bit of fear in his eyes, and he goes, "No, man, kid, you don't want to be here, okay?" As he's kind of reaching for the gun, you notice then that he has a scar, what almost is like a Garou battle scar, on his temple, on both sides of his head.
Dimitri is gonna kind of raise his hands up to show that he's unarmed, that he doesn't mean any harm, and he's going to say, "Jacob."
Yeah, I'm Jacob. Kid, I'm dangerous, okay? I don't know if it'll come out again, and I don't want to hurt you, okay?
I understand. This might be a little hard to believe, but I'm here to help you.
I don't think there's any help in me, kid. Alright, I can't even die without killing people.
Is there a chair or something that I can sit down in?
He's in the only chair, there's a floor.
Okay. Well, Dimitri's gonna start to approach really slowly and he's gonna stop for a moment. Wait, well, how about, do you want to talk about it?
Just drinking some beers. The beer smelled gross to me, like it was rotting. So I stopped, put it down, and all my friends started to smell, and I just blacked out. Woke up covered in blood, naked. Got scared again. The whole world got smaller. It felt like my bones stretched. When someone approached me, I swung my hand for them to get away, and I made a roar, and I spilt their guts open. Just with my bare fucking hands, man. So I got back to normal again. I took the guy's pants, because they're the only ones there. Went back to my place, got my gun. Tried to avoid the cops, came here, put the gun into my head, pulled the trigger. I felt myself dripping out of me, and then there was just this anger that pulled me back, closed up the crack, and then I woke up and there were two people dead. One of them was in my mouth, and I could taste taste the blood.
And as he's talking, Dimitri's gonna kind of slowly sit down, and he's giving Jacob his full attention, and he says, like I said, it's going to be hard to believe, but I know what you're going through. I went through a similar thing myself.
A similar thing? You're gonna try and really pretend that? Who the fuck has a similar experience to this?
Well, myself and some friends actually heard about what happened.
Friends? Friends?
Yes.
What friends? Are they here?
Yeah, they're right outside. I can ask them to come in if you want me to. We don't mean you any harm.
I don't think you get it. I don't think you're gonna harm me. I think you're gonna harm you.
What you're going through, we call it the first change. When I went through my change, I was in the zoo, and I woke up in the middle of the woods. I'm going to demonstrate. Could you put the gun down for a moment?
As he kind of puts it to the side for a moment.
Alright, and that's when I'm gonna stand up, and I'm gonna start small and shift into Glabro.
Okay. That'd be Stamina Primal Urge, difficulty 7, please.
Damn it. Can I use my mulligan?
You can use your mulligan, Chip. That would be funny, though. Let me show you. Yes?
Did you see it? No.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I normally do this when I'm angry.
It's just a Dragon Ball Z moment. Wait until next episode.
So you shift to Glabro as you stand a bit taller. He sees the fur coming out of you and the teeth starting to push against your lips and your ears getting a bit pointed.
You okay?
Okay, I think I might believe you.
Alright.
And then I'll shift back into Hamid.
Alright. Stamina Primal Urge, Diff 6. So, what do we do next?
Well, do you want to meet some of my friends? If you'll come along with us, we'll take you to a place, a community full of people that are like us, and we'll teach you everything, and they will teach you everything you need to know.
Sure.
All right. And I'm gonna kind of lean forward to slowly take the gun away.
As he pulls it back a little bit.
Okay. Both of us don't want to see anybody get hurt. I know this is terrifying. I'll be right back. There's 4 other people with me, and Dimitri is gonna slowly step back and step out and kind of wave for everybody to come in slowly, one at a time.
Okay. -5 honor to Dimitri for breaking the high ban.
All right, so we're entering one by one?
Yep. As you all kind of enter. As each of you kind of enter, as he looks you over and goes, "You're all just a bunch of kids." Dimitri looks especially young since he aged as he had wolf years, so he looks just young as hell.
Mm-hmm. Usually this happens at a younger age.
Okay. So where do we go?
Well, home. It's gonna be a long walk.
Okay.
We will probably need to get him new clothes before we go anywhere.
True. Is there any washing outside?
No. A couple miles from here, there's a Walmart, and there is a bathroom mirror.
Can we take him with us, though, through the mirror?
You'd have to get him to shift sideways on his own.
That was a lot of work the last time we tried to do that with a cub.
Yeah,
it was.
right.
A bunch of dudes in a men's room trying to get a guy to walk through a mirror. That's not weird.
Go.
Just slam right into it.
You did it! Hooray!
Just don't forget to breathe on the other side.
Yeah. How about this? I just take off my shirt and give it to him and wash his pants in the sink.
It might be a bit cold outside, but
I mean, we're Garou. What? we burn hot.
In Hamid form.
Eh.
In October. In
I'm
Colorado
not going to
Springs.
torture this man.
oh yeah, you're from Florida. It's hot all year round. George,
Yeah, that's right.
in October here, it's already It's already snowed, like 7 times.
It's
Keegan, I'm
getting
going to look
close.
outside and make sure that we aren't suddenly being followed by other folks that are coming near here, as we've been kind of hanging out here for a bit.
You look outside and you do see that there is an animal control car driving around.
All right, so, I mean, it's animal control. I wouldn't necessarily say this is the equivalent of, the elite of the elite coming after us, but it's still enough of a problem if they see, Jacob here and us. And this is just some house, right, Keegan? It's just like some old abandoned shitty house in a random ass neighborhood? Okay.
Yep.
I mean, it'll take like 2 hours, but it's probably worth it to just go buy him clothes and be that much more inconspicuous. So
I should stay here. I have a 9 rage right now. It would not be a good night at Walmart.
And I will stay here too, since I'm also feeling a little on edge.
Okay. Does anyone want to come with me to Walmart? Like,
I'll go with you. Kyle, you and I can go. The rest of you guys stay here just in case. You all know where to book it. We'll be able to find you.
Yeah.
So you guys go to the closest clothing store. It's about an hour hoofing it. You buy him some clothes, Kyle. You're out an additional $25. You bought the cheapest clothes you could find.
Perfect. I'm starting to run low on money. I'm going to have to get a job soon, which will be harder now that we can't go into the city.
I think I'm down to like $200.
$125.
Nice.
Wait, you guys got money?
Yeah.
Type that meme. You guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just
guys
spend
getting
our
paid?
money, but we...
Yes.
So,
All right, yeah.
how do you,
We'll walk it back then.
then you walk it back. It's another hour. How do you guys want to get back to the Cairn now?
A long way.
Yeah,
Go north and then
it's about a 6-hour walk at this point, and that's a direct route which you cannot take.
Yeah.
we could always camp out in the house for a night.
Could we call somebody to pick us up?
Do we have a phone?
Me? I have a phone.
You could try, but most are probably going to say no because they'd still have to pick you up and then drive you nowhere near the Cairn anyway to walk through the woods.
Yeah, I mean, are we close to the east or west side of the city?
You're on the far east side of Fountain.
Okay. Then, I mean, I think it makes sense to just go east and then north
Yeah.
and wrap around that way.
Okay. Do you want to start that trek tonight, or do you want to sleep on it?
I say we sleep on it. We've already got a couple exhausted individuals.
Give it a couple hours, yeah. At
And-
least.
And the guy is not in any state to go anywhere right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Some company and some kind words might help first.
So you guys decide to stay the night as the wind starts blowing in. It's drafty. The temperature's dropping. No moisture yet, but it's getting down to those cold temperatures where snow is possible in a house with no heating, barely any insulation at this point, and a door ripped off the hinges and both windows downstairs broken open. You grab some moldy, half moth-eaten blankets to split amongst yourselves as he sits down and goes, okay, so you said we call it the first change. What are we?
Well, don't laugh, but werewolves. It's not like in the movies where you bite someone and, now they're a werewolf. It's more of a blood thing.
Genetics.
Okay, so I was born a werewolf then.
It was in your blood. Dormant, sleeping.
Yeah, maybe a parent was, maybe their parents, or the parents before. It could have been generations since there had been a werewolf in your family, but there was one.
Okay. So, are there a lot of werewolves? Do I have to worry about Frankenstein's monster then?
I
Vampires?
wish there were more. But
There are vampires too?
don't get ahead of yourself, Kyle.
You're fucking with me.
No, actually, it's kind of a problem right now.
Okay,
One
so...
that, sorry, this is important. One that you will need to be aware of, because technically we aren't allowed in the city right now because of a war with them, you could say. And I know that's a lot, but I need you to be safe more than anything.
Okay, so there's like the movie. What is it called? There's a werewolf vampire war like the movies, for real, really real.
For real. Just like Underworld.
For real. I wouldn't say just like, but yes.
For his sake, it is.
Simplicity's sake.
Okay, and so what's the whole thing with us being werewolves then? I feel like I hear something, I smell things differently. I don't know, the city's making me feel a little uncomfortable now. What is that?
Your inner wolf. You're more in touch with nature now, or Gaia.
Gaia, as he seems to contemplate. Okay. He has kind of a realization dawn on his face, briefly, thinking about it. It just sounds comforting, just like I don't know, Greek mythology aside, it just sounds like something I've heard before in my dreams.
That's a good sign. Yes. Got it.
So I think one of the things two of the things that I needed to hear when I had my first change that would have helped with some of getting used to everything. The first is that what you did during your first change, you had no control over it. None. It was entirely not your fault and outside of your control. And I know that it can be hard to deal with the deaths, especially of those that you knew. I can feel that.
You just see him kind of shake a little bit and tears start streaming down his eyes.
There was nothing that you nor anyone else could have done to prevent it.
The vast majority of us end up with some sort of horrific story during this time.
I lost my family on my first change.
2 of my friends, for me.
I ate some police officers.
As he kind of tips his head forward, he puts his head into his hands, and you hear him kind of like softly weep almost, but it's kind of mixed with relief almost. A strange blend of emotions seeming to just quiver out of his soft cries.
Cora put her hand on his back.
I'll go ahead and walk up to him or like scoot over and give him a hug and say, while we may have lost loved ones on our change, we've opened our eyes and gained a whole new family.
Okay. What's up with us being werewolves, I guess? I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Why are we hiding?
How would you have felt before this change, before you knew anything, if werewolves existed?
Fair enough.
It's not just for our safety, but for the general world's safety. The fear and chaos would just run rampant, and we don't want that just as much as you guys, or just as much as the humans don't want that.
Got it.
And there's a lot to take in. So this is going to be like almost going to another country and having to learn their entire culture and everything that goes on with that, but the stakes are higher because of who we are, what we can do. Because, make no mistake, we are dangerous. And not only to just other humans, but even each other. And there will be a lot of learning that goes on. Cora and I, we changed the same, well, essentially the same night.
Yes.
And we learned for near a full year before we were proper werewolves. And even then, it was still a lot of learning to do.
Quite a bit.
Okay. And so you can control how you change then?
Most of the time.
It's something you'll learn. One of the earlier things that you'll learn to make sure that you're less dangerous to your fellows.
Mm-hmm.
It being a full moon is just a coincidence.
Okay. This is a lot to take in.
So much.
Okay, as you guys continue talking for the rest of the evening and get ready to go the next morning, it takes the full day to get back to the cairn. As you head back, it's finally nighttime, and everything is still abuzz, so to speak. The next day passes, the Sept starts to kind of awaken, and Jacob is placed in the care of Graham Wildspeaker. The den father now has a new cub to look after. Well, nice to meet you, Jacob. We'll need you to shift into your four-leg form and sleep in the den here in the cairn. Usually accommodations are a bit different, but times are tight. I haven't had a pup in some time. As he looks over at Cora and Kyle and gives kind of a smile.
We smile back.
Looks like you're a lost cub, too. You're lucky we found you. You'd have spent your whole life not knowing who or what you were, and it would have eaten you up from the inside.
Think it almost did.
What he tried to do to himself isn't rare, but sometimes the change doesn't kick in, and it ends there.
Well, we're lucky it didn't.
Yeah, we are. Alright, it's pretty early in the morning. What do you guys want to do now?
Dimitri and I have a promise, I believe, to fulfill.
Yes, so there is that. Kyle, Dimitri, you're going to head off to deal with that. Cora, Louis, Roy, what is your plan?
I wanted to get with Cora and see if she'd talk with her reporter buddy on the housing market and that possible scoop that they might want to research for us. And by research for us, I mean for them, but also for us.
Yeah, we can try it out, though I'm gonna need you to express how you want me to ask because just saying, hey, there's a company buying up a lot of houses around Garden of the Gods. Can you look into it for us? Seems a little bit out of hand for not talking to him in 6 months.
Well, I'll let you do your friendly stuff with him, but as far as why we want him to research it, that's just inflation of the houses driving up the homeless population, which if I remember correctly, you spoke to him about before. On top of, it's all close to Garden of the Gods, which might create an uproar with encroaching on, protected lands, and with it all being one company, they could be tearing it down and building apartments that just detract from the landscape of the beautiful protected lands.
Yeah, I can give him a call, maybe invite him to lunch and pitch a story.
Alright, so we'll do that next. Louis, what were you planning on doing?
He'll probably just go with Kyle and Dimitri. I'm assuming that Ragna and the rest of his pack all have things that they're kind of doing around the Sept, and so since his primary job just being checking out the grounds, he'll go ahead and take a little walk off the lawn with these guys.
Okay.
Part of interest too, just when you tend to this, how are the spirits viewing the Sept as the other part for him to look at, and what better way than to go journey around and do some good.
Makes sense. Alright, it is a gibbous moon, so it's still pretty safe to travel via the Umbra. Is that the plan?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Alright. So you pass into the Umbra here in the Cairn, and as you get back to the city, you find a small park to get it down to Diff 6. Damn, Louis. Earthy. Just, I don't need no gauntlet, just
He doesn't even take a step. He's just phases in.
Alright, so all three of you pass into the physical realm instantaneously as you're downtown, where most of the homeless population is. You travel for a bit, and Dimitri, you come across Barry, who traveled with you across the country. He's sitting in Acacia Park. He's got a cup full of money. As he looks up and goes, "Dim?
Barry.
Looking fancy, man." As he gets up, grabs you by the arm and pulls you in for a hug.
Yeah, Dimitri's gonna go in for a hug for sure.
God, it's good to see you.
How have you been? I think the last I heard you were traveling around?
A little bit. I came back. Was trying to check on things. Have you heard from Veronica lately?
I actually haven't. I've been meaning to check up on how she's doing, but with everything that's been going on.
Okay. I just haven't seen her in I haven't seen her in a week. I stopped by her club. No one's seen her in several days. I know they said something about some of the homeless guys around here throwing slurs at her, and that she stepped off to meet with someone who was trying to help her out, but I haven't seen anything or heard anything from her in days.
Okay, I'll see what I can find out. I'll find her.
Okay. She's usually been hanging out with the Acacia Park and South Nevada group, so they're at South Nevada right now, staying out of Acacia Park during the height of the patrols, but I just got back. I'm not hurting nobody. I've been able to schmooze my way with a few officers so that they'll leave me alone.
Well, do you need anything? Have you got everything you need?
I think so. I felt better when the big Steven was hanging out with us. Just felt a little more safe. Where's he been?
He's been back at the Garden of the Gods, because of, he sticks out.
Okay, I don't understand the problem.
Yeah, it's family business.
Got it. Okay, is that why I've been seeing you around less too, Dim?
Yeah, it's family business.
Okay. Well, let me know if you find her, okay? I'm worried.
Yeah. I'll let you know. Yeah, it's good to talk to you again.
Yeah, you too.
All right, and hearing that Veronica might be in trouble, Dimitri is gonna look over at Kyle and Louie and say, "Let's go." And he's definitely more tense than he was before, and a little urgent on getting to where she might have been last.
It's a good point. Roll for rage, please. Difficulty
Right.
5.
Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no.
No frenzy.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, no.
All right, so you guys heading down to the homeless groups then?
That's where Dimitri is going.
All right. Meanwhile, Cora and Roy, you have re-entered the city after calling Cora's reporter contact, and you are meeting at one of the downtown restaurants to have lunch with him. You meet. He's a few minutes early, as is his habit. As he goes, Cora,
It's been a while. How's it going?
wow, you changed your hair up.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I haven't needed to wear it in a high bun in a little while, so I figured chop it off. Needed a change, you know.
No, I hear you. Shall we?
Yeah.
Oh, and we've met before, right? As he points to Roy.
We have, actually. A couple months back, I think.
Yeah, Roy, right?
Yeah, that's my name.
It's good to see you again, Roy. As he shakes your hand.
Good to see you, too.
All right, let's go in. As you guys sit down, as you order food, and he goes, "All right, Cora, what's I assume that you have something for me. It sounded kind of urgent on the phone. You're not a great liar."
No, never have been. So, how are your stories going on the housing crisis in town?
It's starting to get to be old news. Most places don't care anymore. Everyone knows it, and quite frankly, everyone's chasing that sensational thing. Everyone's trying to find some kind of bear that's been mauling people in Fountain. That's the top story. That's what's been selling issues and keeping the Gazette afloat.
That's fair. That's a pretty big story. I wish I knew something about that I could give you any information on, like a bear in Fountain. That's not super common. Like Monument, sure, but not Fountain. But the reason I ask about the housing crisis is just because I noticed something strange. And Roy here he looked into it a little bit and saw that there was a company just buying up a whole lot of houses over near Garden of the Gods.
It shouldn't be so surprising. Lots of people are doing gentrification. Most companies buy whole blocks. That way they can establish HOAs.
That's disgusting.
Don't disagree, but I don't know if there's anything newsworthy there. I can take a quick look, but if I don't find anything in a couple days, I'll have to drop it. I can tell you what I found if you're really that interested, but
Yeah, no,
I don't think there's a story there. At least one
Oh.
that my boss would be willing to pay for.
that's fair. But yeah, if you come up with anything, just could you let me know? A lot of my curiosity is just because I know some people wanting to move into town, and I'm like, well, the housing market here is kind of iffy, and I was just getting curious as to knowing why.
Yeah, sure. No, I can take a look. We'll see.
Oh, you're fantastic. I'll get lunch today.
All right. Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so meanwhile, at around lunchtime, Kyle, Louie, Dimitri, you guys get to South Nevada as you get to that kind of like park right next to the river over the bridges. There's several homeless people hanging around talking, chatting. Kyle, you've run with a few of these folks before. You know them pretty well. Louie, you've hung out with a few too. You've done community service and things like that. So they'd recognize you as someone who's worked at the soup kitchen, and several would know you, Dimitri, just based on you hanging out with Veronica and Barry. What would you like to do?
I guess Dimitri will walk up to a group of them, or maybe faces that he recognizes. Be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
As they go, "Hey, Dimitri, right?"
Yeah. Have any of you guys seen Veronica around lately?
Not since Forrest has been bullying her around a bit. I think I think he's been kind of on one of his, drunken tirades, being a total ass to Veronica.
Yeah, do you know where I could find him?
Forrest?
Yeah.
Yeah, Forrest has been hanging out here. He's over by the motels there. He was able to get enough money to fucking hang out in a hotel for a night.
Oh, wow, good for him.
Yeah.
How have you guys been? Do you guys need anything, or?
If you can get some food, get a couple extra bucks, it wouldn't hurt nobody.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll see what I can do.
So you guys head down to one of the CDS motels on Nevada, the one that Forrest is supposed to be staying at. You try and get a sense of where he's at, as you do see a man walking back with a tiny bag full of chips and sodas. He appears to be in maybe his early 40s, as he's got several drug sores up and down his arms and several scratchings upon his face. Kyle, you recognize this as Forrest Carlson, one of the more unpleasant people that you've had the misfortune of knowing in your time in the streets.
Do I know how he feels towards me?
He's always been kind of ornery towards everyone, usually.
All right. Well, guys, that's our guy with the bag over there.
Do one of you want to talk to him? Because Veronica is kin to me, and I don't want to hurt him.
As you guys kind of approach, you see Forrest fumbling for his keys. He's clearly already on something. Maybe he has a few drinks. As he looks over, goes, "What do you want?" Kyle, right?
Yep. Hey, Forrest.
The fuck do you want, man?
We're looking for someone. We need your help tracking her down.
You're looking for someone. Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, friend of yours, friend of ours. Actually, a friend of ours, and so we care about her, Veronica.
As he spits in your face. Please roll for rage. Difficulty 5,
Yeah.
please. No frenzy. As he goes, sorry, man. The pollen, all the pollen.
I'm gonna punch him in the stomach, I think. That sounds good.
All right. Dex Pro. He's not dodging. He's not expecting it.
I can't wait to get hit. I can't wait for him to double over dead.
I mean,
Just 10 damage.
I hope not.
We won't let him die.
God.
As you try and swing, but you don't get enough leverage, as you just hit him in the stomach, but you do nothing, you barely catch his shirt, and he goes, fucking tough guy, huh? As he's super fucking wasted, so he's losing 2 dice to his roll. You are allowed to dodge, though.
Sure, why not? Maybe we're both bad at punching. That could happen. Yeah, hey, look.
Yeah, as he misses you, wildly, drunk as shit, as the guy who runs the hotel pokes his head out, and it's like, hey, you leave my fucking customers alone!
Yeah, we won't cause trouble.
The guy's kind of glaring as he's sitting down. You see him eyeing his phone and eyeing you. Oh no, Kyle, you don't want to get in trouble with the police. You don't have a place to stay like I do. I'm a respectable citizen.
Uh-huh.
Just tell us where she is, or where you last saw her, and you can get back to whatever this is what you call living. Sure.
Who's she?
Veronica, our friend.
Oh, I haven't seen it in days. Dimitri, you overhear that. You need to roll rage.
Oh, yeah. I've been waiting.
Diff 5.
Oh, boy.
This is not going to be a good day for your honor, I think.
Probably not.
He holds strong.
Ooh, he holds strong, but you do hear it. What do you want to say to him?
Dimitri is going to lose his temper a little bit as he steps forward and he's going to try to grab this guy by the shirt and slam him up against the door, and he's going to say, listen.
Alright, Dex Brawl.
Alright.
Diff 6. You slam him into the wall and you lift him up just a little bit, a couple of inches off the ground, as you go, listen.
I don't think you understand us. Veronica is like family to me. I mean, where I come from, We do anything for family. So tell me where she is, or where you last saw her, and I'll let you go.
Yeah, sure. As he goes, she ran off. Oh, shit, man, I don't know. A couple days off. She went to Memorial Park to hang out with that Adrian Parsons guy, okay? He said he had a job for her, alright? He had a job.
And Dimitri's gonna hold him there for a moment and kind of look over to Kyle. Is that a name you recognize? Do you know that name?
You do. He's another homeless guy, though. He's been kind of his own thing for a while, and it strikes you as odd that he's staying at Memorial Park, just because the police usually have way lower tolerance for the homeless being there than anywhere else.
Yeah, I know him. A strange place for him to be, though.
And then Dimitri is gonna let Forrest go.
As he just takes a couple deep breaths. Hey, I didn't want any trouble. I didn't know that she was that important to you. Here, as he gives you kind of like a card. They might have good work for you.
And Dimitri is gonna take the card. Say, thanks.
Is that how you've been getting your money, Forrest?
Look, they look for folks who got a strong back. You know, guy does what he's got to do. Got to survive on these streets somehow.
Yeah, listen. If she comes back, you leave her the fuck alone.
Sure. Yeah, whatever you say.
And Dimitri is gonna, before we leave, Dimitri is gonna give him a firm pat on the shoulder and say, hey, you take care of yourself. Don't cause too much trouble.
As he kind of just smiles. Yeah, of course. No trouble for me, man. Kyle, you're aware that Cora and Roy should be done with their lunch now. Would you like to use your thing?
Sure. Alright, hey, Roy, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, Kyle?
If you guys are finished with your lunch, we're headed to Memorial Park if you want to join us. Still looking for Veronica.
I'll turn to Cora. You know where Memorial Park is?
Definitely. It's not that. I mean, it's comparatively speaking to a couple days ago. It's not that far.
Okay. Yeah. We need to meet up with Kyle and the rest of them.
Sure.
Kyle, what's going on?
It's just the last place that that Veronica was seen going. She's been gone a couple days, so we're looking into it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll meet up with you there. All right, Cora. I guess Veronica's missing, and that was the last place that she was seen. That's why we're all going that way.
All right, let's move it then.
All right.
These guys kind of head that way. You finally get to Memorial Park, but everyone's having fun. As you see kind of like a blanket hanging off one of the trees with a guy sitting under it. Kyle, you know that Adrian is pretty old, probably in his 50s, though he looks like he's 60, 70 maybe now from a hard life on the streets. As he's sitting back, as you notice, he's got a couple packs full of stuff.
Are we on friendly enough terms for me to walk on up to him and...
Yeah, he's a pretty nice guy. He's pretty jovial, almost, you've known him as very grandfatherly.
Okay. Hey, Adrian, how you been?
Hey, Kyle, it's good to see you, my boy. Long time no see. Yeah, friends of yours?
Yeah. I mean, you've probably seen Louis around somewhere, and this is Dimitri.
Ah, nice to meet you, Dimitri. Adrian, as he extends his hand for a nice handshake.
Nice to meet you too, and Dimitri is gonna take the handshake.
Ah, good to see you. Have a seat. Please, Mikasa Sukasa, right?
I'll sit down.
And Dimitri is gonna sit down too.
Yeah, Louis will take a seat.
I heard that Veronica came by here a couple of days ago. Have you seen her?
Yeah. She was looking for work. She'd been having a real hard time of it with the rest of the community, so to speak. I've kind of branched away. As you hear as he grabs into his pack and pulls out a new cell phone. Hey, can I call you back? Yeah, sure. Anyway, she came here looking for work. I have some contacts. I've been getting some money. I almost got enough for down payment for an apartment, if you can believe it.
Well, congratulations, man. That's amazing.
Thanks. Oh, it'll be good. Good to rest these old bones inside for the first time, right? Got a gym membership, too. That's why I cleaned up real nicely.
No, congratulations, man. I'm happy for you. You deserve it.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks. As he looks over at Cora and goes, but it's so rude. You bring to me the presence of such a lovely lady, and you refuse to introduce her to me. Are you trying to keep her all to yourself, Kyle?
Oh my, classic me, right? Yeah. This is Cora, and this is Roy. The other beautiful damsel I did not
As he just claps himself on the chest and gives a big, hearty laugh.
Nice to meet you.
You as well. As he's just kind of laughing.
Cora she's feeling apprehensive, actually, because she knows, like, the rage is bubbling a little bit today, and he seems normal.
You could do a perception empathy.
Can I?
So you notice he's sweating bullets. Like, he's clearly nervous, but he's able to keep a front up.
Oh, okay.
So to speak. Oh, Kyle, you're looking pretty as he kind of flexes his arm and starts pointing at his bicep.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all do what we have to find our place, right? Some of that's been a lot more physical kind of labor for me.
Oh, yeah? You looking for work?
Well, if it gets me closer to finding Veronica, yeah, because some people are really worried about her.
Sure, yeah, I sent her off. I sent her to this lovely gal by the name of Rosemary Miles.
Okay.
It's less physical for her, though. The work, at least. And, of course, your friend here, I'm sure she would do well with her, though. She looks like she could teach you a thing or two about manual labor.
Cora laughs.
Yeah, well, wouldn't mind, a card or something, if you've got one. And actually, for any physical labor you got, too. We are starting to run low. Probably time I pick something up.
Well, yeah, let me, as he kind of opens his bag, pulls out some business cards. Yeah, if you look up this guy right here, all right? He gives you the card. It says Preston Jefferson on it. The card is nice, crisp, as he goes, Preston's always looking for good, hard workers.
Okay, well, thank you, Adrian. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. And you, as he looks at Cora and just smiles as he gives that, once again, that nice elderly smile as he hands her a card as well. And that's Rosemary's contact info. She would always love to work with another fine, beautiful woman such as yourself.
Thank you. What kind of work is it?
It's usually things like department store working, things like that, sorting through clothes, lifting occasional boxes, but mostly sorting them, putting them on the racks, and even modeling them on occasion.
All right, well, thanks. Coral, thank you for the card, and kind of put it in her pocket.
Sure. Hey, Kyle, you take care of yourself, all right?
Hey, Keegan, after looking through his bags and scanning him for worm taint, I rolled for persuasion there.
Okay.
And for this social interaction, and just let me know what I need to roll as far as charisma, whether it's charisma empathy, because the question Louis going to have is, you're a hard-working guy. Tell me what's weighing you down. And that's why I activated persuasion to see if I could pull it out of him just through some kind of either empathy roll or some kind of charisma.
Yeah, so because your persuasion has dropped the difficulty by 1, it will be difficulty 8, and it will be charisma empathy.
That was with a drop in 1 difficulty, too.
I will expend a willpower for automatic success.
Okay. He takes a deep breath as he does. The facade of like the grandfatherliness goes away, and there's this kind of dark shadow under his eyes for a moment. He goes, I don't know, man. It just feels like to get into this anywhere in this world, you gotta just crawl over other people. And sometimes it gets to me. I'm getting better at it, though. I'm getting better at, doing what I gotta do to get out of this situation. You gotta look out for yourself, right?
I guess you do. You watch your back.
You too. So you guys start walking away. He goes, hey, Kyle?
Yeah.
As you see him, like, contemplating something. He wants to say something as he just goes, before the kind of smile comes back, and he goes, good luck. I know you'll do great.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And hey, I'm proud of you being able to get that apartment soon. That's awesome.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Gun, debit card, some drugs, a little bit of worm taint. He's playing a mighty dangerous game.
Fuck.
Looked through his bags when we were sitting down there. He's definitely hiding something. Somebody got to him. I'm a little bit more concerned about your friend than I was before.
Yeah.
I don't know what this labor means. I know we keep on talking this veiled term. I'm not exactly sure what this means. Landscaping? Are we talking something else? Everyone's talking around it, but that isn't very clear to me.
I think it's a front.
Clearly that.
Well,
What?
the leeches, I think. I think that's how they're getting their food.
Could be.
Healthy individuals working through homeless.
I mean, I know that victims are easy to exploit even more, and that monsters do that, but would you call this group that's being targeted the healthiest group of individuals that you would go after? Definitely vulnerable, definitely easier. I could see the dark predator going for that, but, well, I guess we have more names. What about those cards? What do they say?
Cora pulls out and just...
It's got beautiful kind of like engraved flowers and things like that. As it says, Rosemary Miles, talent acquisition.
Louis will kind of look at Dimitri and at Kyle. Part of me worries a little bit more. I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm not being insensitive about your friend. Would you call her attractive by modern day standards, and is she younger?
I would say so, yes.
Where are you going with this?
People get exploited all the time, Roy. I mean, that's the darkness of the worm. It's not a boogeyman twisting their mustache over balefire. It's finding some young person that's desperate and then using them and never helping them. Twisting the knife. Your acquaintance here on this park has, benefited from the suffering of others. He said it as much, not so many words, but this is how it starts. I guess most people wouldn't begrudge the homeless man trying to get ahead until you find out how he did it, how many bodies he had to step over to do so. That's why he needs to watch his back, because people like Veronica have friends like us.
Yeah. Look, so I figure we can kill a few birds by doing this. One, we are low on money, so if this all turns out to be legit, having more money won't hurt, especially if we can get work that's outside the city proper.
Yeah.
But outside of that, if this is something more sinister, whether it's worm-related or not, it sure wouldn't hurt us to break it up. Maybe help Veronica if she's tangled up in something that she shouldn't be.
I just, I agree. But I really don't feel like this is a great opportunity to work for a landscaping company, getting skills, doing hardscape and softscapes, and working outside with your hands. Business cards like that would usually tell you a little bit more than someone's name. This is screaming high or extremely low-class bordello, depending on your interpretation.
Yeah.
Well, at least we have another name. Names? We had another card, right? What was the other card that we got earlier?
Yeah, for Preston. And I'll pull that one out.
Preston's card is once again embossed. Very beautiful. As it says, Preston, contractor, landscaping, moving, general contractor, talent scout, with his phone number.
The talent scout?
Yeah.
So, I think we can approach this, in kind of two ways. If we call one of these numbers, the one that Veronica's likely to be at, if we call that number and just ask, like, hey, our friend Veronica has been incognito the last couple of days. Was she working with you? Like, we can ask that with little risk. And they could say yes, they could say no. Either way could be a lie, but we might get some good information from that. But outside of that, I mean, it's sounding more and more like it's something we're going to have to try out and infiltrate ourselves.
No harm in a phone call.
Mr. Man with the cell phone.
Oh, okay. So that's just who I am now, huh?
That's it.
All right, I'll pull out my phone and start dialing the number, but I'm going to use the star 67.
As you connect, as you hear, "Hi, this is Rosemary. May I ask who's speaking?"
Hey, Rosemary, this is Roy. I'm calling to try and follow up on possible talent that you might have recruited. She goes by the name of Victoria or Veronica.
Veronica, as you hear several pages kind of shuffling. Veronica. Hey. No, I don't think I've met a Veronica. I can look around. I have several people under me who also deal with talent, so I can ask them. Can I ask who's... Roy, what your number is? Caller ID didn't pick you up.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I'm actually just calling from a payphone.
They still have those?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised myself, but she's just a dear friend of mine. I'm hoping that maybe you can... yeah, we were just talking to Adrian, and he gave us your card.
Oh, okay. I think Adrian called ahead about a lovely young lady who could show off her clothes. I can... If you want to put her on the line, if she's there, we can definitely talk business there. But for this Veronica girl, I'm already... Yeah, no. Jenny, please. A Veronica, what's her last name?
Yeah, it was Veronica McMillie.
Okay, we'll look for this Miss McMillie, okay? But until then, we'll look. I understand that it's, it's scary when a friend goes missing. Have you thought about talking to the police?
Yeah, I don't think it's that necessary to involve them just yet. I mean, she's only gone missing maybe a day or two ago. She tends to do this every so often. But,
okay.
I'm just getting a little worried for her since this is going a little beyond that limit.
Oh, I understand. Hey,
do you mind if I give you a call back in about 2-3 days and see if maybe you found her?
You might go to one of my assistants. It would be so much easier and way more. We can get this sorted out immediately if I can get your contact info.
I don't actually have a phone number in this day and age. I can maybe give you an email address. Would that work for you?
An email would be fine. We can email you.
Okay, and I'll just give her some bogus email address.
And she goes, okay, perfect. All right. No, I got your email, sir. We'll look into this, and we'll send you any notes, any records we have of Veronica. We have these lines everywhere, and if she was willing to move, then she might be up in Denver, and I'll check up there at our branch there, okay?
Okay, thank you so much for all the info.
Absolutely, Roy.
Just Roy is fine.
Very well, lacking in formalities, that's fine. If the other one is with you too, we'd be more than happy to talk to her. Our rates are excellent, and this time you'll know where your friend is, and, we'll be able to get her any kind of position she's looking for. We're always looking for new talent.
I'll definitely pass along the information. She's not here currently, but I do meet up with her maybe once every other couple of days.
Okay, sure. All right. You have a good day now.
You too. Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Click. Fuck this. Cora, don't talk to her. I don't trust her.
Excuse me?
Okay, fine. Talk to her. See what I care. I'm just trying to protect you. Anyway, they haven't actually... They say they don't have any information on her. They don't even remember Veronica coming through the talent acquisition. So that's already triggering some red flags for me. But they said that she might have moved to Denver or just a roundabout. There's so many things wrong with this situation. And it's screaming at me right now.
I mean, not to mistrust your instincts, just that I don't know. If a random person called me asking for information about an employee I had, I probably wouldn't answer truthfully either.
It's just the fake nice that she was giving off. Very pushy on trying to get Cora to join. Said something about showing off her clothes.
Yeah, didn't Adrian mention something about modeling?
Adrian must have made that phone call before as we were walking away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just seems pretty sure of himself that I'd give her a call.
Yeah, I mean, well, we do need money. I didn't lie about that, but yeah, he was also getting a call while we were there, so I mean, it could have actually just been them.
Well,
I mean, something is just screaming on my insides.
I mean, I don't like the sound of it either, but if
there was another person that could go with you, Cora, I'd feel a little more confident with you possibly taking on this job.
What was the other business card you said? It had a
combination of landscaping, moving, modeling, something else?
Contracting.
Yeah, contracting.
And talent scout. And talent scout. I can call Preston if you want me to.
Is there an address on that business card? Or is it just a phone number again?
It's just a phone number. Or there's just a phone number and there's a mailing address that looks like it goes to a P.O. box.
If we do choose to pursue both of these things, we could just split it where two of us goes to work at Preston's and then Cora goes to work with this place and one person is in the Umbra following.
Or I could ask Ragna to go with you too, and she might, you two together, being in pairs is just better that way. But at least it's someone in the physical world that's with you.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I'd be okay with Ragna.
I can ask her to go.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it gets to me too, right, Roy? I mean, look at that card. Landscapers, general contractors, laborers, right?
Moving.
You're targeting laborers that don't really need any licensure or anything else. Again, groups of people that are taken advantage of.
I mean,
it all looks pretty poorly.
That second one, that Preston, not only is it manual labor, but it's also a talent scout. Like, who throws a talent scout in with all of that as well?
It's sketchy.
I mean, the Rosemary Miles at least looks somewhat believable.
Well,
but
I mean, also would again, the victims here of societal inequities, but would you go with drug addict, homeless people to be the group of people that you were going to spread and grow your business from? Not necessarily.
No,
I mean, all about exploitation. Clearly,
I'm with you on that. I'm just saying that Rosemary at least took some effort into making it believable.
Well, she might very well have a legitimate business that has a whole other layer of illegitimacy. Who knows? But something Cora and Ragna can look into and we can help with too.
Are these two cards essentially the same, just with different info on them?
Yep.
Okay.
We might have some, Ragna could probably help with it, but other Glasswalker kin of ours that might be able to do a lot more digging very quickly for us too, versus hoofing this around. Give us a little bit more to work with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of out of ideas at this point with talking about it here. I mean, the next step that I can take is Pulse of the Prey, Rosemary, because at least that has a first and last name. Preston is...
Pulse of the Prey Veronica, though.
I could do that too.
God, that gift is so useful.
I'll go ahead and let's do that. We can track Veronica, and if need be, we can stay in touch with the Cairn with the cell phone.
Hey, if you have a camera on your phone, just do me a favor, Roy. Take a picture of those two and send them to Quickwire now, and at least give her a heads up of something to look at while we're out doing this.
Okay.
Save us some time.
I will go ahead and start taking the pictures and send them to what's the phone number?
I guess I would probably know Ragna's number off the top of my head, Keegan.
Yeah, so you just give him Ragna's.
We'll give her number, yeah.
Alright, and then click, send.
As you send.
And then I'll send a follow-up text message saying, please look into these per Earthwalker. Possible
problem.
Possible problem.
Okay. As you activate Pulse of the Prey, you get a sense towards security wide field. So you guys gonna hoof it?
Yeah.
Alright. Stamina checks, please.
Woo!
Keegan, is there a bus or something that we can take out there versus doing this walk? Does public
You
transportation
can.
go?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does go in that general direction. They'll be walking, but not nearly as much.
All right, yeah. Let's
We
spend
could
the
take the
$2
bus.
and get on the bus and
All
take
right.
the bus.
You get
Okay.
on the bus as it is crowded. It is hot.
Oh, wait,
yeah.
that's why we avoided the
And-
buses. Oh, shit.
Can
I don't get on the bus. I don't get on the
Yeah,
bus.
too late.
Abort mission.
Too
Abort
late.
mission.
Too late. Roll rage. Diff 5.
Hey, it's all right. I got Calm the Savage Beast. I got you.
Abort mission. Just a second.
I actually had that gift up just for y'all because I was like, I'm one of them. This is gonna happen. This is gonna be a thing.
9.
Ooh, Dimitri.
Can I use a willpower to cancel that out?
You can.
Okay.
So, Dimitri, you're about to shift and wreck this fucking bus. But you spend a point of willpower and stop yourself just in time. As you get down to Security Wide Field, you're pretty close. The location that you're getting is still about 2, maybe 3 miles away, Roy.
Okay.
As you approach and you get to what's kind of like one of those freight stations, you see big semis coming in with full trailers. The trailers are being left out, getting moved slowly in and out of the building. There's a high fence with barbed wire all around and a gate that opens and closes. Could I get a perception alertness from the person with the highest score? So, Cora, looking over, the guards are armed. You notice that several have tattoos. You've put together that several of the tattoos actually match, which likely means that they are gang tattoos of some kind. As you get just the slight sound of something like rustling, you notice one of the shipping containers has been out in the sun for a long time, like an unusual amount of time, and it's very out of the way. You could swear you could hear like hands beating on the inside of it.
Do the guards are they like right outside the door to the shipping container?
So you have guards who are near the shipping container, guards by the door that leads inside the facility, guards by the gates. You even notice some walking the perimeter of the roof. This place is on lockdown. As trucks are moving in and out, as shipping containers are lifted on, put on, and drive away at fairly regular intervals.
All right, so we want to figure out what those intervals are and try and get to that shipping container before it leaves, but avoiding the...
Okay. Like I said, that shipping container looks like it's been there a while. Like, it's not like days.
Okay. So I'm going to share the information that I notice with everyone, and I want ideas for how to get past the guards.
Your sense of the prey is pointing you to inside the building, Roy.
Oh,
Lou
so it's
just
like
had this,
right
like,
there.
Look of horror on his face for a second.
Oh my god.
There's 15 people inside that trailer, and they're cooking alive.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Can either of you sense the worm here?
I don't even think we have to.
I mean something a little more direct. Obviously, this is evil and corrupt, but
Yeah, I'll go ahead and sense worm.
Yeah, I'll sense worm too. Whether
What?
sure.
The worm's taint lingers on this place, but you don't smell anything specifically. Maybe a few bangs on the other side of the gauntlet feeding, loving every moment of it, growing fat on the pain of this place. As you look into the other containers, and there are people in those too.
Every single one of those containers have people in them.
including the ones that already left
Yes.
or are leaving. Fuck.
Yeah.
I know Veronica's in the building, or at least that's where the pulse is sending me.
Keegan, how many people are inside the building? Like, as far as security guards, can I get a count since I can look through the walls here? And if there's anywhere, are there any places that are barriered that I can't look through?
How far does the Lynx vision go?
It's because it's in changing breeds that I had to look it up. It just says, for rest of the scene, up to a number of yards of material equal to the successes on the roll. So I had 3. So really just a few yards. So what is that? 12 yards. 12 yards, 36 feet.
Yeah, 36 feet. So you can see just past the first door, as you see people moving as containers are opening, people are getting let out, and then they're going through another set of doors. This facility is relatively large. Like, it's one of those massive freight containment, like freight shipping things. As you see them replacing some of the people with boxes, like actual mailboxes and items, supplies, things like that. Some people are coming out of the room that you can't see through the wall, as they seem to be in either specific clothing that's cleaned up compared to the other people. You notice a lot of them are the ones coming in are chatting away, many in foreign languages, though some of them are clearly of the homeless population around here and other places. As they're getting moved in and out, talking, there's a couple weeps and things like that as boxes are getting stacked in. Some of the people who are going with the boxes and stacking the boxes in front of them so that the boxes hide their presence from anyone who decides to look inside the shipping container. Some seem to wince briefly as they think about not going into their own boxes, so to speak, before memories of what's happened inside drive them in as they sit down quietly. Others go in right away, shaking.
I mean, I'll definitely relay it. I think we need to go in, but we're gonna need some help eventually.
As for the guards outside, perhaps I can do what I did with Kyle when we were hitting those targets before, but that's not going to help us get inside. It'll be a distraction, perhaps.
It's gonna be trying to get these people out of here and making sure that in our own anger we don't kill them ourselves.
That's going to be almost impossible.
That's the problem.
So, if we could get one of the guards alone, kill or incapacitate them, take the gun, go to the far end of the facility, further away from this area, and start shooting. It's possible we could draw most, if not all, of the guards that way.
Another idea, we could try calling the police, but I don't know how quickly they would respond.
If they responded at all.
7 to 10 year recall.
Now, something like this, it would require them way too much time, and that is if they even care enough about it.
A lot of time, a lot of resources with zero proof of necessity.
Yeah. This isn't CSI or NCIS where they just respond to random calls.
This might be one of those things where we cause initial confusion and panic, let some other people know that we're here as in front of ours, and we just get to work.
Yeah, I think that's our best bet. We cannot shift if we can help it. Leave any evidence that we were here. Like, if we can unlock these containers without clawing them open, or breaking a lock in that way, like anything that we can help. If we save one kin here, and then lose a dozen. So, I mean, we could try almost like all the plans at once, practically. Like the jam technology at the same time as causing a ruckus at the other side of things.
I think that those two combined can really cause some confusion and pull resources from the back to give the rest of the group the possibility of getting in either undetected or with minimal confrontation.
Okay. And we'll see how that plan goes next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We will catch you in that next episode. Bye.
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 Hey.